After 24 hours and 24 minutes, the New Zealand innings has finally come to an end. They've managed 239 after picking up things at 211 this afternoon or this morning in Manchester. There's just the last few overs from Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah that gave Bhuvi a couple of wickets and saw Ross Taylor run out for the nth number of times in his career, but to a brilliant bit of fielding from Ravindra Jadeja, whose contribution goes beyond just the one wicket he took yesterday of Henry Nicholls. How good is that score? We have a very quick turnaround on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday UK 2019. Let's get straight to it with Dan Vettori and Ajit Agarkar. 239. Is that something to fight for? Something to bowl at, Dan Vettori?
I think it is. I think, like we said before, it's those first 10 overs and see what the ball's actually doing with the new ball and how Bolt, Henry, Ferguson can exploit it. And I think we'll see Satner relatively early because it may spin with a newish ball. So all those things put together will define whether it's a good total or not.
There are so many of these half-time totals that we're just not sure of until we've seen 10 overs or 20 overs of the second innings.
I don't think those 23 balls have told us anything about the pitch. It was either the slow balls or full and really good finish from India and two pieces of brilliance from Ravindra Jadeja, which he invariably does in the field. I don't think the runs are enough unless the pitch misbehaves, and New Zealand will have to have their best day with the ball in this World Cup. So I don't think it's enough to.
Don't put it beyond them. You can't have higher stakes than this. A place in the World Cup final up for grabs. If you have to save your best performance for a bowling unit, why not now against a formidable Indian batting lineup, at least at the top? What's happened as a result of this innings is Kane Williamson has notched up a little personal milestone. I think he won't care the least bit for it, but he's now the most highest run getter for New Zealand in World Cup cricket. He's gone just past Martin Guptill. Then. Who you thought would
will overtake him in the next game.
In a list which I'm pleasantly surprised that Scott Styris keeps popping up in, and Martin Crowe and Stephen Fleming, quite understandably. But let's move straight to the chase now. It's all to play for. The place in the semi-final up for grabs, and Lockie Ferguson's return has given New Zealand a huge shot in the arm. And we're just going to focus on how Lockie Ferguson's gone about getting his wickets, the lengths he's bowled, and his essential use, Dan, has been getting wickets in the middle overs. 5 wickets using the short balls in this World Cup. And from what he's seen over the last day and maybe the 4 overs this morning, is he sort of gearing up to use that more than anything else?
I think it's the setup as well to that short ball. I think you were seeing him hurry up some of the best players of pace in the world. I look back to the South Africa game against David Miller, who I think is a very good player of pace, and he hurried him up. And I think what he's doing with that short ball is setting up the good length ball, or it's setting up the slow ball. I remember Ajit and I talking about how his slow ball's improved so much, and he's going both ways with his slow ball. So it's not just running in and bowling fast, it's using the bouncer as a setup and then trying to take wickets off the back of it. So he's been nothing but impressive this tournament.
You've said that too. It's not just the 2 short balls, it's the 4 that you bowl in between.
Can
this sort of game tend to make you think more than you should, though?
I guess he'll come first change, so he'll be in a better position to assess what the pitch is doing, what conditions are. Maybe India's, from New Zealand's point of view, a couple of wickets down, which will help him put a lot more pressure. That's how essentially Kane Williamson's used him, in that wicket-taking role in the middle overs, which is so crucial, and they'll need that today if they have to make a match of it. Especially once those 10 overs are done, you will need consistent wickets with this long Indian batting.
Given it's 240, the middle overs may not be as impactful if India get off to a good start. Would you be tempted to just give him the new ball?
Not the new ball, because I think Henry still has a role. I think it's more a case of Bolt and Ferguson all used up by the 35th over or the 30th over, whatever it is, because you might as well just hang it all out there with those two who have been so impressive from a wicket-taking perspective. So I think Williamson will use them a lot and early and see how effective they can be.
Trent Bolt has gotten significantly better as this tournament's gotten deeper, almost like Jasprit Bumrah. He wasn't among the wickets in heaps early on in the tournament, just the 4 wickets in the first 4 games, and then 11 in the last 4. And we do understand the apparent vulnerability of Rohit Sharma, which I think has gone down and down with left-arm bowling. But we've seen against Mohammad Amir, against Mitch Starc, there was a conscious effort to bat significantly out. Are you expecting something similar to counter Trent Bolt? Is there enough swing on offer?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I think Trent Bolt will still get a bit more shape than those two, and Starc and Amir. But if it doesn't swing, I don't think it really affects Rohit Sharma, how he plays, whether it's somebody who's had success against him. Bolt will hope that there's some sort of movement earlier on, and then that ball which stays straight almost becomes like an outswinger, where Rohit is very conscious of keeping the ball that's coming into him away, can get the nick off. So he'll hope that there's some sort of shape on the ball, and then he's always a handful. Even if there isn't, it's still a challenge with the new ball to face Trent Bolt.
All right, can I have final comments from you guys? And I'm going to let you go on the role of Mitchell Santner and how you would use him and what you're expecting out of him in this big game now.
Well, I think it's exactly the same as Jadeja. And in a lot of ways, they will bowl relatively similar, and I think he'll enjoy the service like Jadeja did as well. He's probably bowl a little bit quicker and possibly bowl a little bit more sort of the undercutters so that he can try and purchase as much spin off this, and I think that's how Jadeja was effective. And I think the main thing for him is not to expect to go out there and take 5 for 30. If he gets 2 for 40 or 2 for 35, then that could play a huge part, because inevitably those 2 wickets are going to be 2 crucial wickets for New Zealand against Indian batsmen.
All right, let's have a look at India's run chasers of late in one-day international cricket. We know they're a prolific chasing team, and since 2017 in ODI cricket, they've won 21 out of 22. None of those are a World Cup semi-final, so just take that and toss it aside, because the equations are slightly different. The stakes are slightly higher. Ajit Agarkar, India to go through this, easy or
They'll
otherwise?
feel comfortable with what they're chasing. Again, we'll have to wait and see how the pitch behaves. There was, with the new ball especially yesterday, the ball went through nicely and then it became a little bit harder. If that's the case, it'll be a bigger challenge, but you expect India to get those runs.
All right, thank you very much, Ajit. Dan, let's just hope we don't have to come back until the end of the game now. So you can watch this game, Rahul and Rohit coming off hundreds and trying to put India into the World Cup final. New Zealand looking for back-to-back World Cup finals. Let's go back to live action.